So I love the NFL. You know that. I'm an NFL guy first. I love my college football. I love my NBA. I like March Madness. I like the World Cup, baseball playoffs. I love the NFL. And I'm sure you're probably noticing this. This is the greatest first 2 weeks for offense in NFL history. Now, that's crazy, right? Wait a minute. We had no preseason. The NFL season is off to its highest scoring start ever with no preseason. Now, some of it, you say to yourself, well, the defenses are running vanilla schemes. Well, I don't know. I watched Baltimore first 2 weeks. That doesn't look very vanilla-ish to me. There are teams in the NFL. I've watched Tampa for 2 weeks in a row, especially last week. That's not a vanilla defense. It's very complex. Right now in the NFL, 13 quarterbacks have a passer rating over 100, 19 over 90. 9 guys are completing over 70% of their throws. Last year it was 3. Okay. Russell Wilson is completing, I'm not making it up, 83% of his passes. It can't be just vanilla schemes. We've seen Joe Burrow walk in, who really had 2 years starting in college, but mostly 1 year where it all hummed. He's looked unbelievable. Justin Herbert for the Chargers got a 5-minute heads up. He was starting in the NFL with no reps with the first team all week. Can you imagine that? Forget the butterflies. They'd be like T-Rex inside. He was excellent. What is going on here? Gardner Minshew is tearing up the league. What it tells you is, and this is not going to slow down, when people a few years ago were talking about concussions in the NFL, and I don't know the future of this league, I said, number one, the NFL's always shown an ability to adjust. Their rules, their equipment, their safety procedures. The NFL's been, unlike baseball, the NFL has always been the great develop league, adjust league, adapt league. You think of football, Neanderthals. No. Football will change their rules, their equipment, their practices, their procedures on a dime, number one. And secondly, let's be honest about this. The quarterback play is so damn good now that without preseason, 19 quarterbacks have over a 90 passer rating. This is the future of the NFL. Did Russell Wilson just suddenly No, Russell's been great for years, but the quality of the coaching, the quality of the schemes, the adjustment to the rules, anybody that questions, I remember years ago, I was at the other place, and the NFL was getting rid of some hits upstairs. There was and I remember there was a radio show before me, and it had a former NFL guy. You hear a lot of this. Put a dress on these guys. And I was like, time out. Do you want your stars to be healthy like the Ravens, or for them to all be hurt, currently like the Jets? Well, don't you want a safer league? I don't understand it. Like, you play fantasy football, right? Do you want guys hobbled on your fantasy team? When you bet real money, do you want the best players out? Nobody watches football for defense. Nobody. Years ago, LSU and Bama were the two best teams in college football. And they were the two best teams in college easily. They had like 30 NFL players. And they played a game, and then it was very close, but it was ugly and low scoring. And nobody wanted to see them play again, because the first time they played it was like 6-3. Okay? A couple years earlier, Michigan, Ohio State, who were good but not great teams, played, and it was a shootout, and everybody's like, I can't believe they don't get to play for the national championship. But you didn't want to see LSU and Bama play again because the game wasn't going to be as artistic and fun. Nobody's watching for defense in this league. We're watching for offense. It helps our fantasy. It helps our betting. It helps the over. It's more fun to watch on television. What you're watching in the NFL now is amazing. No preseason. What side of the ball is the more sophisticated? What side of the ball has a bigger playbook? What side of the ball is all choreography? It's offense. No preseason, no problem. It is shattering every offensive record. I think it's the future of the NFL. I think when you can throw Justin Herbert into a game with 5 minutes against the Super Bowl champs with no first-team reps, and he lights it up. Or you could ask Joe Burrow in his second pro start on the road with no O-line and a so-so running game. Throw 61 times, and he mostly lights it up. This is the future of the NFL. Sport's going nowhere. Sport is going nowhere. So, whenever I talk about Baker Mayfield, I often bring people on, let them talk about it, because you don't think I'm on it. You think I've got something against him, although I've been incredibly right all the time on Cleveland. But nonetheless, I think the organization in the next 4 games will make a decision on Baker Mayfield. This general manager did not draft him. This head coach did not select him. They inherited him. And it's really easy in professional sports as a general manager to bail on somebody else's picks. It's much tougher to bail on your own because you'd have to acknowledge, I screwed up, to the owner. The next 4 weeks are really crucial. Washington, Dallas, Indy, Pittsburgh. Washington and Pittsburgh have scary pass rushes, and Indy's is emerging as really good. Why does it matter? Mayfield, according to Pro Football Reference, is awful under pressure. He completes 35% of his throws under pressure, bottom of the NFL, 29th. He's even worse. Quarterback rating is 24. He's not only the worst quarterback in the league, he's 33rd. Like there's a non-starter better than him. In a league where many of the good young quarterbacks are excellent escaping pressure, Baker is terrible under pressure. And Washington this week brings heat. Pittsburgh in a month, best front 7 in football. The Colts acquired DeForest Buckner. They've got a healthy pass rush. And Dallas doesn't, and you're going to get into a shootout in that game at Dallas where Dak usually plays really, really well. So I think the new GM and the new coach will make a decision. And if Baker, whose numbers now aren't good under pressure, faces maybe the 2 best pass rushes in the league, Washington and Pittsburgh.
Washington leads the league in sacks. Pittsburgh second, Indy third.
There you go, folks. They're going to make a decision in a month. He faces the 3 best pass rushes in the NFL. People make decisions privately long before they make them publicly. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.